history of behavioral finance study, when it had started. So when we discussed about this economics, we know that there are classical economics are there. During the classical period, economics was having a very close link with sociology. If you go through some of the writings of, say, Adam Smith, or this classical authors of during that time, we'll find that economics is having very close linkage with uh, this psychology. But gradually, during this neoclassical period and in the early 20th century, psychology has largely started to be disappeared from the economic discussions. And it is basically because during the neoclassical period, many economists, they arrived and they started to make themselves distant from the psychology, on the belief that we are economists, we have to be very rational. We should not be influenced by the emotions. We should not be guided by any sociological background of the person. We have to be rational, and that's why they started to get distance themselves from this sociology and psychology. And ultimately, what left in the earlier 20th century was the pure form of economics, having only rational human being making rational decision. There is no scope for emotions, there is no scope for psychology. That was the uh, assumption, that was the development in the 20th century. So this is the history of behavioral finance study, how psychology started to be disappearing from this economic discussion. In India, Kautilya, he wrote Arthashastra in 300 BC. And if any one of us who have understand Arthashastra or gone through the Arthashastra, Arthashastra means economics. Arthashastra is a Sanskrit word which means economics. So Kautilya, when in the West have started studying economics, maybe only from the 15th and 16th century. In India, we have the study of economics from 300 BC. Just a minute, one important phone is coming. Hello, sir. सेशन नहीं है. वो कितना का नंबर चढ़ा है ना. हाँ ठीक ठीक. ओके ओके. So in India, we had a full-fledged book on economics 300 BC. And what is there in that book? It is not purely economics. It's a close knit of political science, public administration, and economics. Because when dealing with the economics, it also have writings on how the public administration be, what kind of political science. Economics have an impact on political science. So it is not pure economics. It is something political science, public administration, economics, some mix of sociology is there, psychology is there, everything. So meaning thereby this behavioral finance is not a very new thing. It was already there in our classical period, but in the modern period it has started disappearing. And then again from 1960, that is the late 20th century, this discourse started that why not mix this sociology and psychology with the economics, so that the efficiency of the economic decisions or finance decisions can be enhanced. And people have started, as we have already seen with a lot of papers in the keynote address. So during this early 19th century to the 20th century, economics, political science, psychology, and all these disciplines were started to be divided. Sectoral border where there decision by discipline, decision A by discipline A, decision B by discipline B. This decision started happening. Economics also started to be divided into commerce, management, economics, and so on and so forth. So much of the division was started in due course of time. So mixing of psychology with economics, as we have seen that in the late 20th century, this has started. But the most important development in the mixing of psychology with economics was done by this person, Daniel Kahneman. Okay, he is the propounder of prospect theory, and he got the Nobel Prize of Economics in 2002. So basically, he's a psychologist. And in 2002, a significant development happened that the Nobel Prize of Economics was given to a psychologist. Another person, Richard Thaler, is known for the evolution of nudge theory. The next session is on nudge theory only. So evolution of nudge theory is there, and he got the Nobel Prize of Economics in 2017. So the discipline of behavioral finance have got, there are others also, but two pure behavioral economists who got Nobel Prize within a time period of 20 years alone. So this itself is highlighting the importance of the discipline called behavioral finance in 2002 to 2017 within a